Hey guys, so I'm here to read another story from this Spider-Man book. Let me just look it up and let you know which one I'll be reading today. So I'm gonna read. It's called Hulk Disposal. So it's gonna be the Incredible Hulk is gonna be in this story. So here he is. I don't know if you guys can see him right there. It's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Peter Parker was pretty excited when his boss, J. Jonah Jameson, called him in. I'm trusting you, Parker, JJ barked. This job is major. Peter hopped on his bike and followed JJ's directions right to the city dump. Jameson's major assignment was to take pictures for a profile on Max Scalise, the city's new head of waste management. Well, this stinks, Peter mumbled. Literally. A large bald man with a Max Scalise name tag called out to Peter from a trailer office. You the kid they sent from the paper? Yes. Yes, sir, my name is Peter Parker. Well, come on and take your pictures. I don't have all day. Peter started clicking away on his camera, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. His spider sense was tingling. But why? He looked around and saw a few men unloading some gray barrels from a nearby truck. Maybe we can get an action shot over there by those barrels, Peter suggested. Never mind those barrels, Mac yelled back. I think we're through here. You got enough pictures. Peter took one last picture of the faded symbol on one of the barrels. He had an idea what it meant, but Spider-Man knew someone who could say for sure. No doubt about it, it's nuclear waste, Dr. Bruce Banner said as he examined the photograph Spider-Man had given him. This could be very dangerous if not disposed of properly. What are they doing with it at the city dump? Good question, said Spidey. I think I'll go find out. I'll come with you, Bruce said. We may need to get a sample for testing. So Bruce Banner and Spider-Man are on the case. Back at the dump, Spider-Man tried to open a barrel for Bruce, but just then a spotlight blazed on, blinding them both. Spidey heard a voice that sounded familiar. Spider-Man, what are you doing here? I knew nothing good would come of that reporter. Get rid of them. It was Max Scalise. Seconds later, Spidey and Bruce fell through a trap door. Before Spidey could web his way out of the pit, the steel door slammed shut again. There was no escape. It'll take more than that, Mac, Spider-Man said, starting to climb up one of the walls to get to the top. Maybe it was his imagination, but the wall seemed to be moving. Spidey sighed. It wasn't his imagination. Both walls were moving closer. With the two of them stuck in the middle, they were in a giant trash compactor. They would be squished into a Spidey and Bruce sandwich in no time. Spider-Man pushed against one of the walls. It slowed down a little, but it kept closing in. I hope you're not claustrophobic, he said, turning to Bruce. Getting out of this won't be easy. I am, said Bruce, and trust me, it will be. Max smirked, happy to be rid of Spidey. Suddenly he heard a loud explosion. He turned around just in time to see the trapdoor flying into the sky, and Spider-Man and a huge green giant emerged from the pit. Naughty, naughty, Mac, Spider-Man said, dusting bits of garbage from his shoulder. Hope, do you want to let him know what we do to people who don't recycle? Hulk smash! So there's Spider-Man and the Hulk right there. Get them, Mac yelled, waving his hands wildly at his henchman. About a dozen men in gray overalls surrounded Hulk and Spider-Man. One of them kicked over a barrel of nuclear waste in the direction of the superheroes. Spider-Man swung himself up onto a pile of tires to get out of the way, but Hulk just stood there as the toxic goo flowed over his feet. The nuclear waste had no effect on him. His tough, regenerative skin made him immune to it. The men gasped and drew back in fear. Now you've gone and done it, Spidey said. He hates getting his feet dirty. The men tried to turn and run away, but Hulk had other plans for them. With an incredible roar, Hulk charged towards the goons. It was not going to be a good day for them. So you never make the Hulk mad. So let's see. Hulk grabbed each henchman and threw them into the open trash compactor pit. Once the last one was in, Hulk grabbed a giant piece of scrap metal and slammed it over the opening, trapping them inside. Sorry guys, we can't recycle garbage, Spidey joked. Meanwhile, Mac was making a break for a garbage truck. Thinking quickly, Spider-Man grabbed an empty barrel and swung with all his might. It landed directly on top of the large man, and he fell over with a crashing thud. I think it's time to take out the garbage. What do you say, Hulk? Hulk trash! The next morning, Peter Parker stood in J. Jonah Jameson's office as his boss held up a copy of the Daily Bugle. The Hulk? Jameson yelled. You couldn't even get me one lousy picture of Spider-Man? I'm sorry, JJ, he took off too soon. But I'm sure you're happy that we exposed Max Scalise's illegal dumping operation. Jameson didn't seem to be listening to him. Peter could still hear him mumbling as he backed out of the office. Garbage, just garbage. The end.